This is Idris Mandlanjemla from the Islamic faith. I don't support this bill on the basis that it has a weakness in Section 8A regarding use of selling alcohol in order to raise funds. I think what Parliament must be asking the public is, how can we help schools raise funds without using alcohol? Because we currently have problems in society that are related to alcohol, whether it is in the workplace or in society generally, and you cannot therefore take that to schools and claim to be responsible parliamentarians. And this part of abortion in schools, I think what Parliament must be asking the public is, how do we solve teenage pregnancy in our schools? Because helping them abort, you're actually destroying them unawares. And we're saying, come to the public and seek solutions of how to prevent pregnancy in schools. And we'll give you solutions. You can give me all the schools in South Africa and say to me, Njemla, we don't want any pregnancy in schools. I'll make them all barren. And the day they say they want to bear children, come back to me and say, Njemla, now they can bear children. I'll help them bear children to be fertile. And there's this other part of Section 24 that deals with specialization in schools. I think it is a good move that we have introduced grade R. And by way of example, if countries like Germany are able to build a child from grade R in terms of what career path they may follow, I think then South Africa must use that example of introducing grade R, help these children learn specialization at that very level. And it would give more impetus to our teachers to get more training, that you can therefore begin to have students who reach grade 7 or grade 12 having skills in mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, arts, music, and what have you. Start it from grade R. And don't have the problem of them having to wait for grade 10, go to university or TVET in order to gain skills. If they have skills as they grow and move in the ladder, then they can, because they do drop out, they can then fend for themselves at any stage of their lives. Because if you go to all of the dropouts we have, whether at school level or tertiary level, you'll find that a lot of them have a lot of skills. Some of them can fix computers, fix phones, they can do construction works, they can do a lot of things.
Unfortunately, Baba, esikhathi siphelile. Do you support or you don't support? That is an important thing we wanted to hear. Thank you. Next.
Chairperson and the people around your table, please be greeted in this evening. Speaking is Comrade Sole Tusletile from Kombu Branch, a member of SATO and the branch secretary and a member of the ANC. Let me start by saying, Chairperson, in Kombu we support this bill. We support, but with this exclusion, we are saying no to selling of alcohol in our school. And I think you have realized that everybody who spoke here was saying no to this. Secondly, Chairperson, I want to speak around clause number 27 of which is the substitution of section 33. a closure of our schools who are having 135 learners and lower than that. Please, I believe those schools are those schools that are under quintile 1 to 3. Can you please go back and do a thorough research on this? Because these are disadvantaged schools. And they are raising question against Section 29 of the Constitution of South Africa. The accessibility of education to everyone. It raises a question. Please go back and consider that. Lastly, Chairperson, before I sit, bring back LTSM procurement to our schools. Bring it back to us. I thank you, Chairperson. We support the bill.
Thank you. The last speaker.
Chairperson, I'm Togozile Mthatha, a SATU member from Dalindyebo region. Let me start by saying I support the bill. And also, as mandated by the member of SATU, Dalindyebo region, to support the bill. Therefore, as SATU, we do strongly support the bill. Firstly, we are saying the bill seeks to ensure quality teaching and learning by regulating home education. And secondly, the reception of grade R practitioners to the mainstream is a great move because it addresses the issue of casualization of workers. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you very much. Colleagues, just give yourselves a round of applause. To this far, your attention is going to be very important. In all honesty, having been given an opportunity to preside over this all-important gathering, I can with all certainty indicate that justice has been served. You came, you participated, and in the main, you also behaved. Except some sporadic thunder showers here and there, but in the main, you behaved, and we want to commend you for that. I take this opportunity to say to the chairperson of the Portfolio Committee that thank you very much for the opportunity granted. I said in the beginning, it does not come cheap. Shh. This is actually her space. You see, when you are delegated, you must read. This lesson must also come to you. You must read and treat very carefully, because you may run the risk of never being given such an opportunity. There is a book, 48 Laws of Power. I want you to go and Google it tonight. Shh, and go through it. Rule number 1 in that book is one of the most selling books in the whole country. 48 Rules of Power. Rule number 1, never outshine the master. When you are a deputy principal, the limit must be at the level of the deputy. Never outshine the master, because it is career limiting. So we want to say thank you. We believe this will also be able to assist you. When you are a deputy director, you must be contented with that. There is a director above you. Never outshine the master. Colleagues, there was a question. Actually, there were two questions. I want to respond to them. Number one is, where are the other portfolio committee members? The following is the response. We have got some of us, as we are speaking, who are lying in hospital because of the tedious nature of this exercise. Number two, there are those, of course, who are on an examination leave. Number three, there are those who are faced with family bereavement. Never throw stones and say you are incomplete. It is only human that there will always be some handicaps. And is the last and the 9th province that we've been visiting. We started at my home place, Limpopo, a land of peace. And now we are closing at the home of politics. Yeah, no, let me say the home of politics, which is Eastern Cape. You can't dispute that. You can't dispute that. You can start counting the real leaders. So, after all this has been done, this portfolio committee will be sitting down. We are going to be favored with the reports. There are technical teams sitting there on my extreme right. They are going to present to us reports, province by province. And it will be the duty of this portfolio committee to adopt those reports and somewhere cross-questioning and debating until when we have got the final product as a portfolio committee. We are going to take it to Parliament. Parliament is also going to continue talking English and Afrikaans and any other language on the report. And in the long run, it will be the duty of Parliament to adopt the final report from this portfolio committee, or not to adopt. Should they adopt, now it is going to be taken to the NCOP. From the NCOP, the president will be given the right to sign it into law as an act. But the possibility is great that they will come back to you and say, it has gone through Parliament, now it will no longer be us, but the NCOP who will come to you. And finally, the bill will be converted into being an act of Parliament. We have come to the end of this session. It was a marathon of an exercise. But by God's grace, we have arrived where we are. We want to say thank you to the honorable members in the portfolio committee for this accompaniment. It's not an easy task. We want to say thank you to the chairperson. She has been there from the first province until now, an iron lady. Now, we also want to say thank you for having honored our invitation. By virtue of all powers vested in me, I want to declare this gathering officially closed. And from now you are on your own as you go out. Thank you very much.